It's morphin time!
What's good, everybody? Welcome to It's Morphin Time podcast, which is sponsored by Zion, the paradise for gamers, geeks, and nerds. I'm your friendly neighborhood admin, aka Talos Gundam.
And Epicon, the premier convention in Albany, Georgia, is going down November 5th and 6th. Need you guys to be there. Lots of stuff to do at Epicon. Vendors, cosplayers, and celebrities. So please get your tickets now and keep it alive because this convention is totally epic. And I am Eric the Red.
Hello, everybody. Want to do a quick shout out before we get everything started. We're doing a quick shout out to my cousin, Verisite. You can add her on Xbox. That's her tag name. She is drawing us up a brand new logo, which I will unreveal at our live podcast. Oh, yeah. And it's going to be totally epic. And I am Magma Cleric. Alright, before we even get started on the topics, I've been dying to get this off my chest. If you are a fan of anything at all, there should not be an age limit. If it's something that makes you happy, if it's something that you love, is a passion, football, baseball, anime, Power Rangers, Super Sentai, anything at all, you should not have an age limit. You should not be restricted.
Really a category. If you look at My Little Pony, I mean, guys like that.
Yeah, you should not have an age limit at all on this. Okay?
I've been so happy that you said this because, like, I looked, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna blast you because, like I said, I may have forgotten the female's name, but I'm gonna tell you
Probably
up front.
a good thing.
I'm gonna tell you up
for
front.
reasons.
Legitimately, while other folks don't really say nothing, I'm blunt. I was born blunt. I was born to the truth. If you do not like something that's on a page, why are you there?
Yeah, really.
If you want to judge somebody because they're doing something they love, why are you on that page? Why are you following that page? Why did you even get a page of like? You shouldn't be there.
Yeah, I mean, we live in a time where information and interest can flow freely. What are you doing? What are you doing on a page that you don't even like? I mean, what brought you there? If you don't like it, don't go.
Alrighty. So, Melvin, take it away. What's our first topic of the day?
Okay. First topic of choice, because today is my day. So, believe me, I've seen too much throughout the whole entire weekend. It's time for rant day today. Today, I'm talking about everybody gonna have at least a little bit of a rant.
Hold the energy back a bit. This is only the second episode, by the way. Only the second episode. We had a rant from Melvin the first day. We're having an entire rant here. And things might get a bit hectic live, by the way.
Don't worry, I'm gonna keep the cussing down, so you can keep the kids in the room, just so that way you know.
Fuck it.
That too. But today's first topic, the Megazord versus Voltron fight. This fight pissed off everybody. And when I say everybody, I'm talking about it went from everybody who loves Mighty Morphin to everybody who loves Super Sentai. Even across the board over to everybody who loves Voltron.
Wow.
Both versions.
How do you mess it up that much that you hit both sides, everyone there?
Like, I understand this was a fan-based thing. Yes, I understand that. But at least get certain things right. For the most part, I know I'm going to touch on some of the same subjects everybody else going to touch on. First of all, how is it that the Power Rangers ignore Billy? First of all, they worked as a team.
Thank you.
They wouldn't ignore Billy.
Yeah,
They would not ignore Billy, not even the slightest little bit. So no one can tell me, okay, if Billy is saying, don't fight him in space, you're telling me the whole team's just going to ignore him and be like, okay, yeah, we're going to space. No! Everybody got listened to. There was no such thing. No! And another thing, before I'm gonna let everybody else speak, because like legitimately, I feel like everybody else needs to speak. But how How, my dear fan base, how can you tell me that the Megazord wouldn't have done way more damage while they
Thank
were on
you.
the ground? Voltron is not as strong as he is in space when he's on the ground.
Yes.
When he's on the ground fighting, Voltron gets his ass handed to him.
Every time.
So, anybody else that wants to step up right now, go ahead.
Well,
Go ahead.
I'm gonna save myself for last because I have some issue with. I didn't see this, but I have issue with like picking up from what these guys are saying about how it was handled. But I'll let the man McClure talk first.
I'm about to unleash so much magma onto this computer.
Considering where you got your name from, it's gonna be quite hilarious.
Oh. Oh, the magma squirrels are going to rain down hell, fire, and fury on Itzamahawk. That is the YouTube channel that produced that piece of crap that I watched with my own two eyes.
Oh wow!
Now,
he really feels passionate about this.
now, I will say, the art style, the whole art thing, that was great. That was excellent.
So if you're on the art department listening to this, you know you did a good job.
Yes.
We're not directing anything bad towards you.
Yes, the whole editing, everything was flawless. However, that was not my fucking Power Rangers. I am sorry, I'm going to be cursing a lot, but that is not my Power Rangers. Okay? Only one was a true Power Ranger. And I have to give it to my boy Xavier Woods, who is a true Power Ranger fan. And he is a main WWE wrestler. He's part of the New Day. And yes, he does incorporate It's Morphin Time into his clotheslines before he clotheslines somebody. Okay? That's how big of a fan Xavier Woods is.
And I want to quick circle back to what we were talking about earlier. Being a fan of Power Rangers doesn't matter who you are. I mean, I'm a big fan of D&D, and I've seen people who are in huge professional things that do D&D stuff.
Vin Diesel.
Oh yeah, that's one of the biggest names. But continue on, Clerk.
Okay. First off, they wouldn't have gone hand to hand fighting with them. No. They summoned a sword down from the sky. They grab it. They slash Voltron up a couple of times. Voltron goes to leave. That's when they stop him with the mammoth shield and freeze his ass. And bring his ass right back down. Because you know why? They would have listened to fucking Billy. And we are getting hot here. And we're not even on the topic I want to really get hot about.
Oh wow!
Okay, so they didn't listen to Billy at all. In fact, they made Billy out to be an idiot on that video. And I'm sorry. Billy is the smartest one. Billy makes the tech for the Rangers. In fact, Billy made the freaking Zeozords. No, Turbozords, excuse me. Turbozords. He made the Turbozords out of the remaining Zeozords. Tell me how you not gonna listen to him. That is all. And then they go into space. Okay? The Megazord, it does pretty decent in space. It does. Not because it's never been in space.
Yeah, the Mighty Morphins have never been in
There's
space.
the
Even
key
though
point.
there's two Power Ranger seasons that directly involve being in space. In
legit.
space and called Lost Galaxy. They're in the fucking title.
I mean, legit. There's the key point that I was hitting on about this because, first of all, you can't tell me in the classics, in T1 basically, as for those of us that love Transformers, as we would call something as an original, in the T1 Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, you can't tell me in no episode where they went to space. They didn't. Of course, you want to say, oh yeah, the originals went to space, but that's when they got the Ninja Zords. And that was only in the movie. The Ninja Zord was the only thing went in space one time. And even then, it couldn't handle it all that well. It really couldn't handle it all that well. That fight was almost one-sided.
Until he got kneed in the crotch.
That was it. A freaking comet that killed him.
Yes. Not them, the comet.
So, let's put the math together. If a Zord that you have has never gone in space, plus a mechanized, we can't really call him a robot because he's more sentient being than robot. A mechanized, sentient being piloted by 5 individuals.
One of which who is incredibly smart.
Who all are not from Earth, period, point blank. And all have been in space. They all fight in space. They fight robeasts. Let's give their monsters their name. They fight robeasts. Beasts that come out of space in a freaking coffin.
Yeah.
And you're going to go in space and fight this monster on its own turf and territory.
Yeah.
No.
And on second, Jason was not Jason. Jason was a cocky jock. And he was not a cocky jock at all. He was a strong leader of the Power Rangers.
I don't think any Power Ranger was a cocky jock.
There was cocky Power Rangers.
Yeah, there were cocky Power Rangers.
They just, but in the show, they started off cocky, but then like something happened in the middle of the season.
Yeah, that made them
realize they can't be that cocky. But anyways, my personal thing is I still believe Megazord should have won, and Megazord could have won. But I'm also not dissing Voltron that bad. Magma Clark, you just did this big rant about how you were all Megazord. Yes, I just did. But the thing is, I'm a fan of both. I am a true fan where I can see how both could win. And unfortunately, Voltron won. Because I'm not going to lie. Anything that has giant robots, I'm going to watch it. Okay? But when you take the being that has been mainly in space for its entire TV show and has done nothing but space combat, and you go up to space with it, and Billy goes, no, and Jason's like, oh, we got this. Jason's not cocky. Zach was the cocky one. And even Zach knew better he knows better to not go up into space. They've never been in space. Ever. I don't even think they have jets on their back to go into space.
Yeah,
They don't.
The toy does, because if you have the toy, the little pterodactyl has feet that it can stand on, and you can put it on the back of your Megazord toy, and you can act like it's jets. Mm-hmm. But I don't think it's going to get them as big as the Megazord is, or Daijujin for my Sentai fans out there. He's not going up there. And if it was Daijujin, Voltron would have been dead. Because Daijujin is a god.
Daijujin is also a sentient being. That's the reason why I said, folks, once again, that crack known as Super Sentai, that crack is a hell of a drug.
That is again.
Daijujin, that nigga, that is my nigga. That nigga there, like, that fight even when it even started, once it came up to where they said form feet and legs, no, that would have been the end, and we would have saw Daijujin walk off by himself. That would have been it.
That's if he wasn't being a dick that day and not wanting the Rangers to be inside of him. Because I'm sorry, I love Zoo Rangers, but Daijujin was a huge dick.
So, but yeah, like, I was just saying, like, that's the reason why I say Super. For those of y'all, I love House of Bomb. Just saying, but y'all need to try this crack known as Toku. Y'all need to try this crack known as Super Sentai, because the crack known as Super Sentai, let me tell y'all something. Y'all gonna see shit that y'all ain't never seen, that y'all never thought would happen. And when y'all come back over to Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, you gonna look at it like, wait, nah, like, nah. Y'all ain't supposed to do that. Y'all supposed to went on ahead and stumped the mud hole in that one. Like, nah. So, yeah, I'm sorry. Continue on.
No, I'm actually done. I think the Megazord should have won that fight. I've gone on long enough. My Magma Squirrels have been called back. It is. I'm gonna give it over to Eric now, and Eric's gonna do his part of what he thinks on this topic.
Well, I didn't see it for different reasons. Not saying I wasn't interested, it's just that I have other things. I have D&D stuff that I'm heavily into, and also trying to catch up on the good bit of Power Rangers I have missed. But I don't like how this is handled. I don't agree. I don't like whenever versus anything is done to a vote, because then it just feels like you're cheating. I mean, I know that people don't agree with the Death Battle series, but I agree with it more than any voting system ever, because they actually do research and it seems plausible. Now, granted, it's not going to ever happen. We're not going to see the definitive results, but it's a nice thing. Voting? No. It's like, alright, fine, you can, like, well, let's just do this animation. We don't care who wins. But some people who are fans don't know everything. I mean, I'm a fan of Power Rangers, and I have really no idea how powerful the Zord is. I really don't know how powerful any Zord is. But, yeah, I mean, I prefer it actually properly researched and properly, well, this would, they'd be able to do this. Or they, they brought up, listen to Billy. Who ignores the smartest guy in the room? The proven smartest guy in the room.
Thank you.
I mean, he is proven. They have proven time and time again, to my understanding, that he is the smartest of the 5 to 6 Rangers in Mighty Morphin. You do not ignore that guy when he says, "Don't do this, do this." I hope Michael picks this up. Because that was the hardest facepalm I've ever done.
Look, okay, so all I'm saying before we get off this topic, all I'm saying is
and then
that,
this is a venomous topic.
all I'm saying is this, in legitimateness. I myself am a Mecha fan, so you know good and well. I was going to judge both heavily. Speaking up for my Voltron fans out there, while Voltron won, we know his limitations. We know what he can do. We know where he's the strongest. We know where he's the weakest. And any true Voltron fan has already said, Voltron wouldn't have made it. Voltron shouldn't have made it. Like, he shouldn't have got off the planet. The Lions shouldn't even got off the planet. And not only this, but in order for them to have won, the Lions wouldn't even went Voltron first in the beginning anyway. They'd have attacked separately. They'd have attacked as a team. So that would have been 5 mechs versus a Megazord, giving it a harder chance, giving them a little bit of a better chance on Earth. Then once they transformed, they'd have dragged Megazord into space with them, not flying off by themselves like they're fixing to leave.
You pull up a good point. I forgot that they normally attack with the Lions first before they do the Voltron form, and they also left off something else. They mentioned the Mastodon shield of the Megazord and his horn laser on top of his head. They, however, forgot Voltron too has a shield.
Yes, Voltron has a shield. Voltron has the castle shield. But I digress. This is the reason why I say it's fan based. So I can't get too mad. I can't really just get outrageously upset. But at the same time, fans, I love the graphics. I love the way things are done. Y'all need to get on y'all jobs and do a little more. I love these fights, the way they look. However, please do your research.
Yes, research
both sides.
Even something fan-made needs to be researched to avoid exactly this.
Yeah.
Pissing off everybody.
But if you want to, I can't remember the name of the YouTube channel, but he does animation similar to that style, but he has pit Megazords up against each other. Like he's had the, he's only got like 4 episodes. I think he's had the Zeo Zord, Super Zeo Megazord up against the Turbo Megazord, and had them fighting. And he legitimately looks all the stuff up, and they all have their weapons. And I believe he did do a fight with the original Zeo sword, and it was like swapping out helmets left and right like they would in the show. So, I can't remember his name, but I highly suggest if you want to see a Megazord fighting thing, go look him up. He only has 4 episodes because he takes about maybe 6 months to a year to get all because he's got to draw everything and animate it, and I think he's doing it by himself, so it takes him a while to do it. All right, so Melvin.
Okay, going on to the next topic. Like I said, I want to get off that topic because we have 2 topics up here that's just really
It's time to calm down.
So I want to kind of, what I'm saying, I want to kind of get off that topic a little bit. Okay, for this next topic right now, we're going to go over and do something I kind of been wanting to do for a minute, which is for us since it's episode 2, I feel like we need to start. It's discussing the teams themselves. And I want to start first with the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which while I know my resident noob over here doesn't really have too much info he can put in.
I can give some of my comments and my thoughts.
I won't, he's gonna give his comments. So at the same time, I want to discuss the original team, the very first team. And the reason I want to bring them up is because, okay, as far as I know, which it still should be, our resident mascot is the legacy model of the Dragon Zord.
He is.
So, with that being said, I would like to pay homage to our mascot, because coming from our mascot here, because he is the mascot for House Saban.
Sadly, our little mascot isn't here.
Technically, he should be mascot for both. Well, I don't know, because I know Super Sentai and I know Power Rangers. Well, I know Super Sentai and House of Saban because I know a lot of Saban shows, and I know a lot of the music that they did for different cartoons. But as far as Super Sentai might go, no, you need to have Go Onger. I think I'm pronouncing that. No, that's the first Super Sentai. I can't pronounce the name of it right now for some reason.
I understand.
It had Big O, not
yes.
Big. Is it Big O? It's He
Yeah.
had the rainbow mask.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. The thing is, they had, that's the reason why I say Super Sentai had a lot more before Saban picked it up. Before Saban and Bandai decided, hey, we're going to try it over here. So they had a lot, and there's a lot of teams that a lot of people are missing. Like I said before, Jetman, Liveman, there are a lot of teams. There are a lot of teams. And if you were to look at some of these teams, you'd be like, wait, why didn't we get them? Because they are, in ways, while every Sentai that comes after is supposed to be stronger, in ways, some of those older teams are a lot stronger. Some of those older teams are a lot stronger.
Right.
But, going back on the topic.
Yeah.
Mighty Morphin. Okay. When this first came on, and you heard Zordon say, recruit a team of teenagers with attitude. That right there, that right there for most kids, that brought in the whole factor of, okay, you know what? Being a teen ain't so bad. We get to fight. We get our frustrations.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In the best way possible. So, it was Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was something great. I'm not gonna lie. When it first started, and it's been proven, when it first started, a lot of people didn't really get into it like they are now. A lot of people didn't really get into it because they were trying to get a feel for it. They were trying to see what was going on and everything. When Green Ranger showed up, when Tommy, a.k.a. Jason David Frank, showed up, that's when a lot of females got into it. That made more guys get into it because, Most females just watch it for every episode that Tommy was in it.
Right.
Most guys watched it because Dragon Zord.
Yes.
Like, Dragon Zord really made it. Dragon Zord was it. So, like, for me, the whole nostalgia of it's really what makes me love Mighty Morphin Power Rangers themselves. Like, the whole nostalgia, because they are the first start. They are where I got my start into this whole thing. Because, like I said, I was Saban before I was Toku. So, y'all come on, talk. Because, like I said, I can talk all day about this.
Since we're discussing teams, we're discussing the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger team. I wanted to make perfectly clear with Melvin, because this is his. Alright, so if we're talking about Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, are we going from like season 1 all the way up to technically Alien? Because it'd be the last season that had Mighty Morphin in its name?
Yes, actually. We're actually going from all of them all the way up to Alien. Yes.
Okay, so I am the resident, as Melvin likes to say, I'm the resident Power Ranger nerd. Everything Power Ranger.
A lot of residential stuff here.
Yes. I'm going to actually break it down. Starting with Jason. Jason, the Red Ranger. The leader of the team. He was... and I'm going to do both Jason... Well, yeah, I'm just going to do Jason right now. I'm going to save that other part for another podcast. Alright, so, Jason. He's the tough, every guy teenager wants to be as popular as him. You know, he's got all the friends and stuff. However, I have to disagree with both Zordon and Melvin. These guys are not teenagers with attitude. They're teenagers. Well, technically, the guy, Austin St. John, when he auditioned and got the role, he was the legit only teenager on that show. He was 19 when he was on that show. Everybody was like 20, 22, 23. When they, Austin St. John was the only actual teenager that was on that show. So Jason goes on to be the Red Power Ranger, gifted with the Tyrannosaurus Rex. And also to come with that is the responsibility of leadership. And he does an excellent job. You know, he has his doubts early on, but then, you know, he starts progressing and stuff. Then we'll get to Tommy later, because Tommy and Jason was conflicting each other when Tommy came aboard. And if you pick up Boom Comics Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, it goes further into their rivalry. It expands it even more. Tommy says Jason's not that good of a leader. Jason's like, look, I vouched for you and everything, but I don't think I can trust you. And that's the dog in the background, if you can hear him.
Of course.
Then we're going to go on to Zach, the Black Ranger, who technically was, if you're a Power Ranger fan, you technically know he was second in command once again until Tommy came aboard. And, you know, you always seen Jason and Zach together. They were the best of friends. And come on, Zach gave us Hip Hop Keto. How can you go wrong with Hip Hop Keto? You're dancing and you're kicking ass at the same time. You're burning twice as many calories. And
I believe it's actually a fighting style based.
Yes,
on
it is. It is capoeira. For most,
that's how you say that. That's most like odd thing to actually try to.
It is a tongue twister.
Yes. For most folks that don't know, with Zach, that's what really. Zach, I'm sorry. Folks can say, "Oh, it was Bruce Lee. It was Jackie Chan." No, like really, a lot of people were not even paying attention to Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan movies the way they should have, especially the younger generation.
Right.
They weren't paying attention to it until Zach came along. When Zach came along, that's when you started hearing people in school and kids in schoolhouse saying, "Oh, I want to learn that. I want to learn his style of fighting. I want to learn that. Like if I can do that, I'm good. Like that's a dope style of fighting." Then you get those teachers that are catching this on, that teach this style of fighting. Like, no, okay, let me tell you what it is. It's not this. This is what it's called.
Right.
And once they learn it, it goes downhill. That's when all these other fighting movies get popular, because around this era too, a lot of people wish for the other Rangers to know fighting style, which I was one of those kids too. I'm not gonna lie,
that
because
didn't really happen until I think Jungle Fury.
it did, because like a legit though, like for it to be only two real Rangers that actually had their own fighting style, which you had Jason David Frank to have his. When Tommy came along, Tommy had his.
Right.
Then you had Zach. So when you had those two, like they were making the other Rangers kind of look like, hey, what are y'all doing?
Right.
Why y'all not moving like this? You know?
Well, it's actually kind of funny that you mention it, because Austin St. John and Jason David Frank, both when they auditioned, were the only cast members, because they taught I can't remember his name, the actor who played Zach.
Like actor plays Zach. They taught him.
They taught him how to do all that stuff, because Jason David Frank and Austin St. John has been like doing karate for real since they were like freaking 5 years old.
Yeah.
So they brought real martial arts. All right, so back to Zach. Zach was the Black Ranger, control of the Mastodon, and he had the power axe, which turned into the power gun. Yeah, it's a shotgun, but it's also called the Cosmic Cannon. For some of your true Power Ranger fans out there, if you go deep into the lore, that's what it's really called, is the Cosmic Cannon. Alright, and then we go on to Trini, which, may she rest in peace,
Yes,
Troy
yeah.
Yang. Did I say that?
You said it right.
Okay.
You said it right. Because it's hard to say, it's hard to pronounce her name too, but, you know.
She played Trini, and she was, I scratched that. Trini, the actress who played Trini, because her real name gives me a tongue twister again. Sorry, may you rest in peace. Choi Chang. There we go. I'm just gonna say it like that. Sorry if I mispronounced it. Actually knew martial arts as well. She came over from, I believe, Vietnam, and her family was real poor. And then she was picked up by Saban, basically. She went in and auditioned for him one time and got the role. Well, no, excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm letting my true Power Rangers fans down, because Audrey Dubai, if I'm saying that right, was the original Yellow Ranger.
Yes.
And she was in the pilot. But due to some family complications, she could not film any more Power Rangers. So Toy Tang came in, and she was the one that did it. And from what I've seen on interviews and stuff, and I wish I could have met her, she was like one of the sweetest and nicest people you could have ever met. She had the Yellow Ranger, which everybody knows. There's no hiding it. Everybody knows that was Boy from Super Sentai Zoo Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But she played it off so well. She also was in charge of the Saber-Tooth Tiger Zord and the Saber Daggers. Then we go on to Billy, who was the brains of the outfit. He was, I'm trying to make this shorter. He was the Billy Cranston, I think his name was. His name was actually Billy.
Billy.
He actually, not a lot of people know this, he actually auditioned for the role of Jason. But he got Billy instead, because they wanted him to do Billy. And everybody makes jokes, because he's supposed to be this nerdy looking guy, but before he did acting, he was I think he was an underwear model person. He was a model before he came on to Power Rangers. And everybody's like, yeah, we're going to get the most good-looking guy
and make him play the nerd.
to play the nerd.
So, you know.
And he was in charge of the Triceratops Megazord, one of my favorite dinosaurs. And he had the Power Lance that could come apart and turn into
Spears?
not spear. Yeah, I'm just gonna say spears because I can't think of the side. They turned into sides, basically.
Yeah, there were two sides.
All right, and then we have everybody's crush in the '90s. If you was a male red-blooded American
This was probably one
America.
of the reasons why you watched Mighty Morphin.
was Kimberly,
At least one of the
Also-
reasons.
known as Melvin.
Look. Also known as back in the day, that was Pink Wifey. That was who that was.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, I'm just gonna say this like this, just so that way
Oh,
y'all
that
can
term.
understand the context. You can take it how you feel, but I'm just letting you know, I'm black, and she was bad.
Oh yeah.
I love Trini, but Kimberly was bad.
And she wore those pink hot shorts.
So
Oh.
look, like legit growing up, yeah. I'm sorry, it's there, it happened. Okay, moving on.
I actually got picked on because I had such a big crush on her that I actually had a Kimberly poster right beside my bed, and I would kiss it every night before I go to bed. And yeah, that's
See,
a little.
yeah, we were revealing a little too much tonight.
Yeah.
Well,
Alright.
this is kind of a part of every fandom. Every fandom has every fandom has something like this. So honestly, as embarrassed as I am to hear about because I'm a part of this, it's all part of the fandom.
Yeah. So she was the pink Power Ranger who was in charge of the pterodactyl and had the power bow.
Wasn't the pterodactyl like the most visually not there element of it?
No, it was like right in center.
Oh, okay.
It was the chess piece.
Well, I'm just so used to like the newer Power Rangers. Like you have that one Zord that in the whole construction was like so little.
And they came together and actually did pretty well. They was a good team. Rita actually posed a threat for a little while until she got silly in the second season. And the monsters were both challenging for these guys and how to overcome them. Even though the Super Sentai counterpart, the only problem I have with that is they like to keep breaking it up in two parts. It's like, oh yeah, oh, we've got the monster here, but that's for another rant. So, the monsters were good for season 1. The team was good for season 1. Zordon and Alpha was excellent. They played well off of each other. Now we move on to season 2. The Rangers, 3 Rangers are going away, and 3 new ones are coming back. And one of them is, I'm sorry, Zach, you will always be the first Black Ranger, but the one that replaced you is the true Black Ranger,
And we all know his name.
Adam.
Also known as Johnny Young Bosch. Please, all females, don't fangasm over here, because, yes, I'm going to say his other name here, too. He is the god of voice acting.
Yes.
Everything you probably have watched, as far as every anime, he's there. He's Ichigo. He's Ichigo.
He's Vash the Stampede on Trigon.
That's it.
He actually had, I do believe he had 10 animes underneath his belt before he even joined.
He had 10 anime underneath his belt.
And one of them is my all-time favorite, and not a lot of people know this, but one of my all-time favorite anime movies is Akira, and he was the voice of Totsugo, I think.
Yes, he was.
No, it's Kaneda, ain't it? No, I don't know. Anyways, that's off topic. So we had Rocky to replace Jason as the Red Ranger. Rocky was taking the place of Zack, basically, as being a cocky ranger, and he was the Red Ranger. Oh, wait. I am so sorry, everybody. I don't know how we forgot, or how I forgot Mr. Oliver, the Green fucking Ranger. I know why I forgot that part, because I'm going to save that part for the next topic. Anyways, so we're moving on. We have Rocky as the Red Ranger. I can't remember who plays him. We have Adam, who has become the new Black Ranger. And we have Ashley Karen. I can't remember what her character's name was on the show. It wasn't Trini because that was
No, it wasn't Trini. I think it was Alicia.
yeah.
It was, yeah.
No, Aisha.
Yeah,
it was,
Aisha.
It was
Yeah.
Aisha.
Yeah.
Those three replaced those three. We still had Billy and we still had Kimberly. And then the best episode of that entire season, like an angel coming down from the heavens to grace us with his awesomeness, the White Ranger debut. The Rangers were worried. Lord Zed had kicked their butt. They was real worried. Which I'll get to Lord Zed in a minute. They was real worried because Lord Zed had done kicked their butt. And they had not seen Zordon or Alpha. Billy goes to Snoop and finds out they are making a Power Ranger. Yes, they are physically making a Power Ranger. That's right. They didn't go and find a coin and stuff. They made the coin. They made the morphin. They made the suit. And then he comes down and he's got his arms out. There's a light, a white, beautiful light behind him. And it is just, he's floating down and he looks like an angel that's here to save them from Lord Zed. And the Rangers are worried that they're about to lose their powers and he's going to be the one taking on Lord Zed. The helmet unbuckles and out comes the hair and the smile, and it's Jason David Frank. It is Tommy. Tommy has come back after losing his Green Ranger powers. And was thought
man,
to...
did he become a staple.
Yes. He took over as the leader.
And it's something because I know who Tommy is.
Yes.
That's how much he stayed and how much of a reputation he has. I know who he is, and I'm the noob.
All right, I'm gonna say this, and I do say this like it is. The White Ranger is really what made the Sixth Ranger as far as for all American Power Rangers. Reason being, and it's still said to this day, the White Ranger is basically almost, well, he technically, because he ties with a couple of others, but the White Ranger is almost the strongest Sixth Ranger out there because of not only all the martial arts skills that he has, because of the way his suit was made, and because of Saba. Because of his sword, because of his skills combined, he was the most deadliest Ranger they had ever created.
See, we're not all Green Ranger. We're not always drooling over Green Ranger. We have other Rangers that we drool over too.
I probably have a couple, especially on the female side. If not, I'll get them eventually.
But so season 2 brought new Rangers, a new White Ranger, and new Megazords. And I, as you guys know, am a giant robot fan. I love the samurai look of the Thunder Megazord when it combined. It was awesome. And the setup to it, Lord Zed had froze their Zords. There was no more Zords. He was kicking their ass. He invaded the command center. All on his debut.
And that's a hell of an entrance.
So that made him right there an instant menace. He was top of the line evil.
Did we ever get any more menacing villains from
Yes,
there?
and we will get to them as we discuss different
Ooh, wow.
things.
Yeah.
This is gonna be fun.
But then, unfortunately, he fell into the Saban trap, and he fell into the routine of, all right, I'm gonna take this purse that Kimberly had, and I'm gonna have my wife turn it into a monster, and it's the purse monster. Oh, what's that? Lipstick? I'm going to have the lip syncer. He fell into the Rita. Whereas Rita started off badass, so did Lord Zed. And Lord Zed did keep it a lot longer than Rita until halfway through season 2.
Well, that's disappointing to hear.
Season 3, no new Rangers. The Pink Ranger, Kimberly, My Heart, retired. went to Florida, broke Tommy's heart by giving him, and I am sorry, I am going to rip off Linkard. You give him a Dear John letter? This man fought with you side by side against villains, monsters, and everything, and you don't have the common decency of giving this man a call, or at least saying, hey, I don't want to be with you no more. I'm going to Florida to train. No, you give him a Dear John letter. Oh, anyways. So, Lord Zed becomes even more goofy because Rita giving him a love potion to make him love her. Okay? Then we have the Ninja Megazord. Then we have the Shogun Megazord. Then, during it, we also get a little insight of the Alien Rangers, which is Kaku Rangers for my Sentai fans out there. And they sucked. I am sorry, they sucked. I don't even acknowledge the Alien Rangers as part of Mighty Morphin era. I don't, because they sucked.
Got anything to say about that, Melvin?
If I was to say anything, if I'm to say anything at all, this is my thing. And let me scooch up to the table for this. This is my thing, and I'm only going to say this how it is. We're going to go back to the Thunder Rangers. First of all, like I said, while I love White Rangers, anybody that pays attention will notice their suits and belts are different. And I'm not talking about the regular set of Rangers. No. I'm talking about White Ranger. As you'll see, his suit doesn't even go along with this team. Reason being is because the team that's supposed to have the Thunder Megazords, their suits are way different. They look almost like striped, almost rainbowish, to the point where when you see them, they, like I say, and they have different styles and everything. So it's like they look so much more. So much more. Which is why a lot of people really didn't pay attention. See, in America, you could get away with it. In Japan, you really couldn't get away with it because combining these 3 seasons, how is it you go from a Tyrannosaurus to a dragon, then to an ape? Tyrannosaurus, dragon, ape.
That's not as bad as a mastodon to a lion to a frog.
Yeah.
That kind of sucked.
It's just, okay, you get the Frog Zord. Oh, wait, seriously, you get a frog?
But, yeah, other than that, my thing is, I do agree, I don't really count the Alien Rangers because in Super Sentai, they were badass.
Yes, very.
Saban made them suck like hell.
Yes, and I believe
They had
Alien
their own
Rangers.
series.
Yeah, Alien Rangers was like the shortest Power Ranger series ever. I think it was like only 20 episodes. I believe.
Yeah.
I used to have it, but I believe it's only 20 episodes, and they half of the time they were weak as hell because they were Aquarians, which is their whole planet is water, which is an interesting concept. But when you go to a planet and you bring Hydro Hog with you, and the planet is only covered, like, I want to say what, 90% or 80%
I think it's
water.
like 70% of our planet.
Yeah, 70% of our planet is water, and you bring Hydro Hog, who evaporates water. Bad combination. And then you turn the Rangers into kids during that whole thing. I know you want to give the actual actors a break, but you didn't give Billy a break. You made Billy work. Billy is the only one that constantly worked besides Bulk and Skull, who are the saving grace of the entire Zordon era. Because they have, and what I mean by saving grace is they go from bullies in the first season, and by the end of In Space, they're freaking heroes. Okay? They have the most character progression of everybody, and that's sad.
Because they're like the least seen at all?
No.
You see them. Like, in the next of that, though, it's like, okay, why is it that they're not Power Rangers, so why do they have this much character progression? Why do they have this much, dealt to them?
Right, but they do it so good that you fall in love with Bulk and Skull. And by the end of In Space, when they stand up, when the I can't remember who it was. I think it was Astromina. Was like, where are the Rangers? Yeah, where she's like, where's the Rangers? Bring out the Rangers, or we're gonna start killing everybody. Who is the first two to step up? Bulk and Skull. Their circle, their journey went complete. Is complete. Because even back in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, when the Power Rangers showed up for the first time, they wanted to be the Power Rangers. They wanted to be heroes. And at Space, their journey finally was completed.
Well, isn't that kind of similar to a movie? I know this is something that I like.
Spartacus.
Yeah, where it's like
everybody was
Spartacus,
going.
like I'm Spartacus.
Yeah.
I'm Spartacus.
Okay,
I'm
so
Spartacus.
this topic has gone long on with me. Third season is the weakest out of all the Mighty Morphin seasons, and then luckily we get Zeo, but Zeo's for another podcast. So
isn't the third one Turbo or
Turbo is the 5th season.
oh.
Because technically, Power Ranger fans count Alien Rangers because it's so short. They count it as 3.5.
Okay.
They don't even count it as a whole season. That's how bad Alien Rangers was. And as my right hand man, Melvin, literally, he's on my right side, has said, Kaku Rangers were badass.
Which
And-
is why I'm like,
And it's sad the only time they used the Sentai footage was when they did the fighting in the Megazords.
Yep.
Alright, so
okay, sir, you want to say anything on this topic?
I don't have a lot to say. I mean, the whole Mighty Morphin Zordon era, I missed.
I understand.
I mean, so I never had a crush on Kimberly or anything like that.
Kimberly, hot pink shorts. Damn it, we're back on that again.
Well, I never had a crush on any, I haven't had a crush on any of the female Rangers when I was younger. So, I honestly can't remember anything.
So,
Okay.
Melvin, what is our next subject?
God, here we go.
Wait, what is our next subject?
here
Because
we go.
I actually forgot.
Here we go. Before I get to our next subject, I want to say this like it is because our next subject really ties into.
You've been saying like it is. I don't think they need
it ties in with what's going to go down at Epicon. We're gonna have a live podcast, live panel with us in It's Morphin Time and my brethren over at over at Toku. We're going to do a full-on discussion because this has gone on long enough. I'm tired of people not knowing, what we are, how things go and everything else. But not only that, I want folks to know why there is beef between House Saban and Toku World. And with that being said, our next topic is the one that I know our dear Mag McClary has been waiting on.
Yes. Before we get on to that topic, though, I just want to say once again, guys, make sure you go check out the Zion store. They're sponsoring this podcast right now, and when you go there, it has everything a geek needs, from comic books, board games, Magic the Gathering cards, and video game tournaments. Bring your friends. It's a great place to hang out. So check out Zion, Paradise for Gamers, Geeks, and Nerds.
Definitely, please do. Also, y'all, while we're at it, please go get your tickets for Epicon. Please get your tickets for Epicon. Like, you want to see what's going to happen? I promise you, you're going to have a great time. So please, go get your tickets from Epicon. Buy them online. Buy them from the shop. Please, y'all. It's over. It's going to be at the Hassan Temple. No, it's not going to be at Civic Center this time. No, we didn't make it. But it's going to be at the Hassan Temple. Y'all want to be there. Y'all definitely want to be there. So please go get them. Please.
And
go ahead.
And if you actually buy your tickets for Epicon, you will get to see the other two admins here in a duel to the death.
Yeah.
Everyone else will have to pay the full $25. You have the Epicon tickets, you get to see it for free.
No, hey, knife fight. Knife fight.
No.
Knife fight.
With the kind of beef you are going, I'm getting katanas.
And once again, I'm going to be unveiling something new that was drawn by my cousin, Verisite, which is her gamer tag. Please go check her out. That's your second shout out there. Now you owe me a nickel.
Oh, you probably know you a lot more.
And with
about
that being
this.
said, folks, here's our third topic. Topic 3. The biggest, the baddest, and the greatest. Super Sentai versus House Saban. Ladies and gentlemen, right now, here's the baddest thing that we got going on. Legitimately, Super Sentai versus Saban versus Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Folks, this has caused bloodshed. I have watched brethren of mine go to war, fight and die, and be resurrected because of this. We have lost 2 Dragon Zords because of this. Not 1, 2. Not 1, but 2. 2, folks. I'm trying to tell you. I am the 3rd Green Ranger.
Magma Squirrels, get ready! We're going to war!
I'm the 3rd Green Ranger. I'm the 3rd Green Ranger. I'm the 3rd Green Ranger, ladies and gentlemen. Like, y'all, I'm trying to stay alive. I'm trying to bridge the gap. But it's going to be hard. Okay, so I'm going to hit y'all up with this. For most of y'all that know my channel, real quick, like, for most of y'all that know my page, which is Talos Gundam.
Thumbs up, by the way. Go check it out.
I did a video at Zion. It was a late night edition. In this video, 2 of my Toku brothers, who I'm giving a shout out to right now, Roderick, and my other dear brother, my other Kamen Rider brother, Brian, BC. Let me tell y'all something. They went in because I told them of what's going down. They went in. They went ham. The reason they went ham so badly is because, especially in Brian's case, they hate Saban. They felt like Saban took all the goodness in the world,
which I'm going to get to the goodness of the world,
and destroyed it. One particular topic in which I'm finna hand to Magma Cleric here, which is why his squirrels are already back peeking around the fucking corner from hell.
My Vikings are just sitting in water watching
Like,
this.
here's the thing. Those of us in Super Sentai, because I'm not gonna lie, I kind of believe it too. Those of us in Super Sentai fully believe that the Green Ranger arc was done better in Super Sentai than it was in Mighty Morphin. And our reasoning is, the Green Ranger, when he came out of Super Sentai, like I said, once again, that wet dope that's known as Super Sentai, that crack right there is a hell of a drug. He went in.
Hell of a drug.
Like he went in. When he came and whipped ass, he came and whipped ass. They didn't beat him. He beat them. When he was on his deathbed, when he was getting ready to die, after he changed sides, he getting ready to die. The monster told him he's going to kill him. He told the monster to his face, "No, I'm going out like an OG. I'm going out the way I want to." He beat this monster, eviscerated him, and gave his powers to his brother and told him, "Do my work." And what did his brother do? Do his work.
Asses were kicked so far, people had to shit up their mouths.
That's exactly it. That's the reason why a lot of folks over here in the States cannot handle a Super Sentai episode. If Saban was just to say, "Hey, you know what? We're going to show y'all what we got from," and they were just to show this off, y'all would take y'all kids out the room.
Well,
There's so much blood. Like, legitimately, I've seen Rangers that have been decapitated. I've seen helmets blown off. Smoke just covering the face.
Let me interject here. That kind of is a difference between cultures, because if I'm correct, stuff over in Japan and the Asian area, there's a lot more lean on what the kids can see. Over here, they're pretty strict.
It's not really that. It's just that over there, for Toku, it's not just for kids. It's for adults. And it's based on, with Super Sentai being the weakest as far as how they range for their blood and gore, because there's a lot worse, and I've seen a lot of the worst. Like their Ultraman.
Yeah, their Ultraman sucked. And I watched the original Ultraman
Like their
when
Ultraman,
I was in Japan.
Their Ultraman goes in. Not only that, getting off topic just a little bit. If you go up, you want to see the real gory stuff. Watch Garo. Garo? God, I wouldn't even let my child watch that.
Alright, do you want to say something, Eric, before I go on my rant?
Because like I said, see the squirrels peeking around the corner.
I do want to say, I mean, as Melvin Talos here has said, I mean, yeah, it is for adults as well. But even over here, if you have something that even has stuff for adults, just because there's a kid audience involved, you have to tone a lot of stuff back.
Yeah, that's due to the censorship because
and
moms back in the day were like, no, you need to do this, and this. And then church groups got in and everything.
Yeah.
And
That's
America
why we have
became...
a lot of things that aren't as fun anymore. Well, that got, sort of demonized in a way of speaking. I think that's kind of the reason.
And quote unquote watered down. Saban, you fucked up.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of the reason why we have this big rivalry here, or at least this big of a divide. I mean, we're getting shows that are a bit more adult and are catering to both sides, but was not when Mighty Morphin was out.
I want y'all to understand, this is going to be the longest topic ever. This is not going to die, so get ready.
And again,
this is just part one.
Yeah,
look, there are like 2 more parts to this. So I'm telling y'all, this is just pre-part 1. This is like, there are 2 more parts to this.
Pre-part 1.
Pre-part 1.
So is part 1 officially going to be at Epicon?
Yes.
Then get your tickets.
Get
your fucking tickets.
Yeah, Mac McClure, I see you steaming over there. What's your frustration, big
Okay, I want to calm things down. Calm things down first before it gets real heated up. Okay? And I just want to explain to everybody, so I don't get comments or anything, I am not a Super Sentai basher. Super Sentai, I watched that before I watched Saban because I lived in Japan. And we only had, when we first moved there, all we could get was 3 channels. And Sentai was one of those channels that was shown on there. Now, as far as the Tokusatsu thing, other than Godzilla, and that's it. That's Super Sentai and Godzilla are my main 2 things that I know about. I know a little bit about Ultraman. You've seen me play that god-awful game on there. And that is translated straight from the Japan copy, and it's just awful, people. Anyways, I just want to let everybody know I am a fan. And what I mean by that is I am a fan of both. I love both of them. But I can see I am the middle when it comes to these topics. Because I see both wrong in both Saban and both wrong in Sentai. Okay? But I may be outclassed at Epicon because once they start bringing in Kamen Rider and Ultraman and Gara and all that,
so I'm going to give you 2 katanas.
I'm just going to be down because I only do Super Sentai and
Don't worry. I will help you. I will fight for you. I mean, I got to fight for both sides anyway, but legit, I will fight for you because, like I said, I was born House Saban first.
Right.
So, you know.
All right.
I'm glad I'm not in this fight.
So, now here comes the heated part.
Here we go.
Okay? I disagree with them saying the Green Ranger story arc was superior in Sentai. I disagree. Oh, wait. Before I get on to my hot topic, I just want to say, speaking of fans, Super Sentai is like Power Rangers here in the U.S. It's as big, but it's a lot bigger over there because it's a lot more accepted over there. And technically, they have what we are. They have the hardcore nerds in Japan that are hardcore Power Ranger fans. They really do. There's not a lot of them, but they do have hardcore Power Ranger fans.
Let me tell you something. I can vouch for this clearly. They have people in political office over there that love Super Sentai.
Yes.
I know it was, I forget who it was, this guy that was in office over there. Like, I don't think he was like their president or anything like that, but like he was up there. This dude basically loves Super Sentai and Kamen Rider, like to the point where I'm not gonna lie to you, like
Didn't he actually wear a Kamen Rider belt to one of his things?
Yeah, he did. He wore the belt.
As a belt to hold up his pants.
Like, and okay, and he would do the rider pose. So I'm telling you, and I'm not gonna lie, Eric, while you over there laughing,
It's just hilarious to see a guy in a full suit, and he has like this Power Ranger-esque belt, holding his pants up, doing a pose. I'm just like, I mean,
like a lot of folks. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of folks over here in America would laugh.
Yeah, but I want to interject. Can you imagine how out of place that would be over here?
Oh yeah.
I mean, imagine not even Barack Obama. Imagine whoever your local mayor is going to the office, and someone takes a picture, and you see him with just this belt, and obviously you know what Power Rangers are.
Right.
So yeah, that's out of place here.
And like I was saying, and in U.S. it's Power Ranger fans, and then if you're a hardcore nerd, you Tokusatsu fan, because you watch the Sentais, you go, oh hey, that's wrong, they didn't add that to the Power Rangers. Oh hey, they didn't do that on Kamen Rider when they brought Kamen Rider over. Why did they have kids to be the big bad Beetleborgs?
Yes.
This and that.
Yes.
Those are the hardcore fans.
Yes.
Okay, so now my real rant begins. Getting back to the Green Ranger story arc.
Here comes another squirrel.
I am a firm believer that the Green Ranger story arc was done so much better on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, because for the simple fact, when they first introduced Burai, which is Tommy Oliver's counterpart, to me he did not seem at all badass. You want to know why? Because he had a old elf man and an old man sage, chase a child. Instead of grabbing the child and saying, no son, if you do this, you will unleash evil upon this world. Okay? No, they decide to kill this child. They decide, a child who is the grandson of the elf, the old man elf, or gnome, or whatever he was. He is the grandchild of him, and he's trying to kill him. And they, in fact, have a motorcycle and chasing this kid, shooting at him with machine guns, and the Zhu Rangers actually have to step in to stop, one, their mentor, their Zordon, and two, a guy that helped him defeat the pig that sucked up all the weapons. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Okay? They shot a rocket launcher at this kid.
And again, imagine that...
They shot a rocket launcher at this kid to stop him from summoning Burai. Instead of saying, come here, kid. Give me that. Thank you. No. He's evil. We are guarding this. Here, Zoo Rangers, take this. Do not open this. This is your brother. He will kill all of you because he's a badass. And I will admit, Burai is a badass. But what Power Rangers did, because during that whole Green Ranger, it was seriousness, then it was Bandora, dancing and singing. Then it was a big party. Then it was a dancing and singing and dancing and singing and... It was dancing and singing, and it was, oh yes, oh this and that, and even though Burai, was like, no, get the fuck off of me, Bandor. Still, what Mighty Morphin Power Rangers did right is they took all the badass scenes. Cause I'm sorry, everybody knows. If you don't know, excuse me. Spoiler fucking alert.
Well, it's how old. I don't think there's a spoiler alert for a show this old.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like trying to say, hey, Darth Vader's Luke's father.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that. Even if you haven't seen it, you know it.
Right. So, anyways, what I was trying to say was, spoiler alert, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers has the action footage from Zyurangers, and they sliced it in with American footage. I'm sorry if that's spoiled, but it's been 21 years now, okay? 22, going on 22 now.
And I can hear Talos just about ready to
Alright,
chew.
so, anyways, trying to get back on my topic here. They took Burai's badass action scenes where he's going around kicking the Rangers' ass. And they made Jason David Frank. Okay? So, what did they do to introduce Tommy Oliver? What did they do? They have him get jumped in an alleyway. Unmorphed. Not these guys have when the actual Rangers first fought the the putties, unmorphed, they got their asses handed by putties. The putties. And Tommy's first time meeting them, he kicks all of their asses. And does it with a fucking trash can lid. Okay?
Alright, Captain America.
And then Rita comes and goes, okay, yeah, I see how strong you are. Bam! You're mine now. And yes, we all know that you could see Burai rising up instead of Tommy, but it was a time period basically of that where they couldn't really splice that in. Well, they could have made an American footage of that scene of Tommy rising up instead of Burai rising up, but because that was taken from when Burai is in the cave sleeping.
I'm curious of something.
Go ahead.
I know I'm interrupting what's going to be.
You're getting into the knife fight here.
How often do they keep that? Like, I know they're still doing like the splicing
Right.
of the Sentai in, but how often are they doing it? Like, did they start decreasing that? Like, how often does it happen as it goes?
Yeah,
like,
it stops. It's as later on as it gets.
Yeah.
Especially up in Super Dino Charge. Oh, I hate the name.
I agree.
As up in there, they kind of stop.
So there are actually American-made versions.
The Titanium Ranger is an American-only
Yeah,
Power Ranger.
I know that you mentioned that there are
Lightspeed,
some American-made stuff.
Lightspeed, and season 3 and a part of season 2 had brand new American footage of the Zords because we finally got the Zord suits and stuff.
Yeah.
And so we got new film of that.
Okay. Let me go ahead and start shooting down freaking lava mice because that's what I'm finna fucking start calling them.
Hey, they're both rodents.
Here's the thing. There's a reason being as to why we say, it was better in Sentai. And here's where I fight for my Sentai brothers because they're not here. They can't fight. And I am the Sentai head, so this is where I fight for my Sentai brothers. First of all, yes, they chased the kid. They tried to keep this kid from doing what still got done anyway.
Exactly.
Here's the thing. When you're that badass, any amount of stupidity will cause the world to end.
Right.
When you're that badass, to the point where you go and you beat the Rangers, not even in your suit first. Get in your suit. Call your Zord. Beat them out of their Zord. Hop in their Zord. Chase them around. Get out of their Zord. Beat them again. Get back in your Zord. Destroy their Zord. Get out and beat them. No, I'm sorry. We skipped the step.
He grew large.
We skipped the step. Hold on.
I think
Before we even go there, he
transforms.
He henshins. Because that's what it's called over there for Super Sentai and Otoku. He henshined up. Beat them. Grew large. Destroyed their Zord. Hopped in his Zord. Chased them around again. Got out. Beat them again. Before he let them go.
And then I'm going to counteract that. This is what you're going to get at Epicom. I'm going to stop you there. I'm going to counteract you. Okay. Tommy, who is already legit a badass already, took out the putties, unmorphed, that his first time ever doing it, right? Then not only that, he already knows their identities because of Rita. So what does he do? He goes into the fucking command center, disconnects them from the fucking morphing grid and the fucking Zordon. They have to go there just to fix that. Oh, and guess what? When they get there, they get their ass kicked because they're unmorphed. And he's
and of course, Power Rangers unmorphed can't do shit.
Right, apparently so.
Even Jungle Fury, when they're fully trained.
And this is not even Green Ranger right here. Green Ranger sends the Red Ranger into another dimension. I believe it was.
Yes.
And Godar is like, I've got your morphin, motherfucker. And that right there, before he became a goofball, was one of the most terrifying and badass scenes. Because when you're a kid, watching this, you're like, holy shit, is Jason gonna survive this fight? And then once he gets it, he goes out of the thing, and then he gets his ass kicked again by the Green Ranger. Even though, and the Green Ranger is like, oh, well, he got captured in that fort. He let them capture him. You understand me? Just so he can fuck this shit up. Then he goes in there, and he's like, what, you in your Megazord? Come at me, bro. Which we all know that's the Sentai footage. But, and it's really, this is parts where when it's not really so much American footage, gets hard to defend Saban because it's like, okay, yeah, Burai was the one doing that because we all know it's the Sentai footage that they're using. Mm-hmm. This is where defending Saban gets hard because once they go into that, they don't want to spend no more money. They just want to, splice in the action scenes. But that's where Tommy Oliver is becoming badass. They get rid of all the, crappy, jokey stuff, except, Rita does do a little celebration and everything. But she also punishes the Green Ranger. And because the Green Ranger, once again, puts him in the dimension. But this time, Billy was like, I'll fucking figure this shit out. And then I'm going to get Zordon back. And they teleport Jason out of there. She locks Tommy up and says, no, you're not coming out. Okay, you failed me on this one. This one mission, he failed. And then he gets out. And you know what she does? Make my motherfucking monster grow. Or as a lot of Saban fans like to say, make my motherfucking Green Ranger grow. And he grows. And then he takes the Megazord down. And then, and only then, does Scorpina transform into a monster form. And Godar comes down with him. This is all Sentai. And all three of them wreck the Megazord shit. And the Megazord goes back into the ground. And then this stuff was so, and it's not new for Super Sentai fans to be like, yeah, we get prime time too. But that's because Sentai has been around at that point for like 12 years, almost 18 years. 18, well, yeah. So they're used to that. But for us, the Saban, the kids, Melvin as a kid, me as a kid, he wasn't even born yet.
Sadly.
That was some serious shit to have to flip on the channel and you have to wait till 7 o'clock at night or 8 o'clock at night. I can't remember what time slot, but it was a prime time slot. And you sat there on the edge of your seat as you watched another Ranger kick the Ranger's ass and make him basically defenseless. And eventually it all comes together as they destroy the evil sword and he becomes good and da-da-da-da-da.
And thus starts one of the iconic things of Rangers.
Which is why, once again, I'm going to say how I said before. Saban, you suck. I grew up with you, but you suck. I don't care, you suck. Because simply put, once again, this is where anybody who is Super Sentai will say to you, the Green Ranger arc was better for us, not for Saban. Because, guess what? To us, Jason David Frank went out like a bitch because it was a sword. While, Jason David Frank is one of my niggas, one of my goons. I'm going to shoot another squirrel yet again. He ain't got shit on how they did it in Super Sentai, because guess what? Your boy told it like it was. He went out like a G. When the evil one was about to be killed, when the monster told him, yeah, you're going to die, he told the monster to his face, injured, hurt, and everything else, no, I'm going out on my own terms. Beat the shit out of this monster. I'm talking about this monster had nothing left in him. Like, this monster could do nothing but sit here and take an ass whooping.
Right. And for everybody that doesn't know, that actually is like he's coming towards the end of his time limit, because Burai entered he entered a like a ghostly chamber, and the little kid told him that you can only be out of this chamber 24 hours or something. That's why he hardly showed up on Zyurangers. But that's why but he did go out like a G. I am agreeing with Melvin.
He went out like a G. So, that being said, this is the reason why I say it was better for us. It was. I'm sorry, it was.
Okay,
it was way better for us.
Then we have one of my two shows, because I have not watched Ginga Man, which is Lost Galaxy. Mega Ranger and In Space. I am sorry. In Space was better. In Space was a lot better than Mega Rangers. I like the whole it's a video game thing. But Saban brought everything to the table because they thought it was going to be canceled after this. And they made it into an epic space drama. And it was one of the it's not the darkest. Quite frankly, the darkest Power Ranger series is RPM. Which we'll probably get to that later.
Eventually.
I'm going to Kai out of this one. Because for those of y'all that know what I mean, I'm taking a page out of Naruto. And I'm going to Kai out this Genjutsu real quick. Because like I said, I can't defend Super Sentai on that era. Because like I said, I'm saving that for my other brothers, because like right now, if Brian was to hear you say that In Space and Lost Galaxy were better than their
no, I didn't say Lost Galaxy.
In Space was better than its Sentai counterpart. Yeah, this would be the argument here. That's gonna be. We're gonna go for a minute. So we're gonna go for a minute. So yeah, legit. I can't do it. I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it. I'm just gonna say it like it is. Really, what is supposed to be said here right now, because we don't need no more ranting. We need to go on.
Wow.
Because I'll save the light speed rant for.
Because oh God, there's going to be so much blood for this.
Because
Folks,
Go 5.
Please come out. Please come out.
Yeah,
Epicon.
Please come out to Epicon, because like I said, you're going to see this live. Not only am I going to be streaming it for my channel, and more like I'm streaming for It's Morphin Time podcast, you're going to see this live. You're going to be there in person as all of this goes down. You're not going to want to miss it. You're not going to want to miss part 1 or part 2. So I'm telling you, you're not going to want to miss this.
And again, you like tickets to Epicon, you get to see for free the sword fight between the Gundam and the Cleric.
Alright, and it's just a reminder, it's $15 for 1 day pass. It's a $30 for a 2-day pass, guys.
Yes.
You can go to Zion, you can go to GameStop, you can go to Books A Million?
I think they're still at Books A Million and GameStop as well. Also, folks, if you want the shirts, because we got some nice shirts. If you want the shirts, try for the $40 tickets. Try for the $50 tickets, because $40 tickets gets you a swag bag and T-shirt. $50, I believe, gets you T-shirt, free food, and also the swag bag. So, like I said, if you want all this stuff, go for it. Please go for it. We're making this as hype as ever.
He said free food. Yeah, look, I'm going to Epicon. $50.
I got a question here.
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Since you two sort of have the spotlight here over me, can I throw in a surprise topic after
Sure.
the next one?
Yeah,
One
sure.
that will put me against Talos.
Okay.
But let's go to our next one, which is Fave Zords or Megazords.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
Oh god, this is a very nice one. Okay.
I already know my Megazord, but I'm gonna let my brother over here.
First off,
And just for everybody to know, me and Melvin, we
do this.
We do. There's no hate between us. There's no hate. We just like discussions and topics.
Yeah.
And,
We do.
They may still be fighting at the con, so more reason to buy
I
them.
have my knife and dagger ready. But anyway, you know, like
It's a cleric of gun.
you know.
Alright.
Okay, but anyway, you know, for me, like I said, I have to go over to Super Sentai. Really, reason why is because
now hold on. Since I don't want to interrupt you, but I am. Since you're going Super Sentai, are you going behind Zoo Rangers? Because if you don't go behind Zoo Rangers, technically it's still the same Megazord, but well, never mind. I'm gonna shut up. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Gundam, I'm sorry.
Where I'm going, I'm not going as far as when I say for Super Sentai, I'm going to one that we really didn't get over here. Cause once again, I do say it like it is.
Right.
It was one that like I said, I liked as far as I like the Zords. As far as Megazord, no, because the way the Megazord looked, it looked very weird, and that was for Tokyuja. Tokyuja, for those of y'all that don't know, is the trains. It's basically where these kids they powered up basically through imagination.
And
while a lot of it, I'm not gonna lie, that was it was to pick on America a little bit because they made Power Rangers kind of cheesy, so they were making theirs cheesy at the time.
Well,
they picked on them a little bit.
Let me just add something, adding to picking on America, the Burger Morpher.
That too. We're gonna get to that later.
Eventually.
We're gonna get to that later. But
look it up. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of like what we do to Japan, but reversed.
But the way it is, I love their Zords. I'm sorry, I love trains. Like, okay, trains. Like, okay, it's a lot of stuff that I really, really like. I love trains. I love good ships. I love anything dealing with construction. So it's like I love a good bit of stuff. I grew up around them. That's the reason why I can say this. But I love their Zords. I do. Like, their Zords were some of the best Zords. They were some of the best unknown because, like, a lot of people didn't give them their credit. They were good. They were really good.
Zords?
Yes.
So the one that has a boner?
Basically, if you look at it, it's like
it's a boner.
Yeah.
It's a boner, folks.
Yeah. Like,
because when you were just talking about construction vehicles,
yeah.
I thought, because you threw me off for a loop for the Tokija, I thought you were going to go for the I'm sorry I'm butchering this, the Boken, the Operation Overdrive Megazord, because it's I think the second one is straight construction.
Yeah, I love them too, but you know, like legit, I love Tokyuja because Tokyuja was my unknown for a lot of people. But as far as Megazords,
oh yes.
As far as Megazords, okay, Megazords, it was tough. It was real. It's real tough. Because I have, like, what you would consider a top 3 that kind of stay together almost.
You want to do a top 3?
Well, we can. Okay, because, like, up in my top 3, I don't have them numbered. But I do have SPDs, both from Sentai and America. SPD Zord. That Zord, I'm talking about the first Zord. Not just SWAT, the first Zord. The first one, oh, God. It was... like it was there. Then not only that, coming from there, going over into let me see, what can I say? Before I get to my other show, I'm gonna have to say RPM Zord really wasn't what I thought it should have been. It really wasn't what I thought it should have been.
Well,
I wanna interrupt real quick.
To what the clerics is.
Bam!
Oh! Wait, what?
Oh, wait.
Bam!
Okay. Oh my God.
When we reveal this to you guys at Epicon, oh my God, it is going to be epic.
Oh my god, I love
need
it.
to give her a better picture.
I love it.
because
I'm not gonna lie, I
what
love
is
it.
This?
I know.
I love it. Oh my god, I love it.
Yeah, you guys are going to enjoy it, but I'm actually liking it myself.
Okay, but going back into this. As far as my favorite Megazords. My favorites were like Jungle Fury. Jungle Fury is up there as well. Jungle Fury was one of my favorites.
Quick question.
Yes.
When you're for the Jungle Fury, are you considering like the attachment they use as well?
I'm considering the attachments they use too.
Alright.
Okay, outside of Rhino.
Yeah, because Rhino's an individual.
Yeah, outside of Rhino, like the attachments they use as well, like it, because that was a Zord. Truthfully, that if you looked at it in Sentai, it showed more of what it could do because that Zord went into its fighting styles. That Zord, did not just sit there and look stiff. That Zord went into its full fighting styles.
Which it should because Jungle Fury is martial arts based.
Yeah. So, it went into its full type fighting style. And, I have to say, though, my favorite, top-of-the-line favorite Megazord, just overall, I would say, it actually has to be, which one is it?
Is it in Jungle Fury?
No, it's not Jungle Fury. Actually, my most favorite of all, my most favorite Megazord actually did come from Wild Force.
Oh,
wow. No. My favorite Megazord came from Wild Force.
Wow.
Okay, now my favorite Zord, I'm not Zord, y'all already know. Dragon Zord, hands down,
But
in
Wild
any
Force,
format.
you're getting complicated because the combinations they have.
I mean, yeah, but okay. They're almost basically their ultimate Zord when you had the Phoenix.
Because you had the Soul Overdrive.
Yeah,
they used repeatedly how many times.
That one. But okay, not gonna lie to you, the closest thing to it as far as a runner-up was the Manticore Megazord.
Oh, from Mystic Force?
Yes. Now the Manticore Megazord, that was a beast. That was a monster. Legitimately, you had to be something strong to face it because if it hit you, it killed you. There was no any mole as far as any of its hits. If it hits you, it killed you. That's the reason why I can't wait till we get there in the D&D as far as for that point. Because once we get there, any boss match, that's the first thing summoning for me.
Well, that's what they did. That's what they did in the series. And once they got the stats, okay. Code, what was it? Code 4 for most of them, and Code 5 for the red one.
So that's your top three.
Yeah, that's my top three. Go ahead.
All right. So now we're on to my favorite subject: top 3 favorite Megazords plus a favorite Zord. I'm gonna go ahead, cop out. Favorite Zord, Dragon Zord will always be ultimate favorite Zord. And I'm not talking about Dragon Zord in fighting mode when he's got the blue. I'm talking straight up Godzilla. Your shit's about to get wrecked because the Green Ranger's Dragon Zord is coming for your ass.
Prepare to shit out your mouth.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so that's my favorite Zord. Number 1 favorite Megazord, Super Train Megazord from Lightspeed Rescue. It was until SPD. It was the tallest and biggest Megazord of them all, and it was super badass. Even though, unfortunately, it got wrecked. I think 4 episodes after it debuted by Diabolico because he freaking punched a hole through it.
Yeah, but they fixed it.
But yeah, they fixed it and they made it badass. All right, so my number 2 favorite Megazord. I think I am going to have to go with my dude. I'm going to have to go. I'm going to have to go with the Samurai Megazord. That was a legit I liked the design of it. I liked how all the individual Zords were folding Zords, origami basically, and they come together and made an actual samurai-looking motherfucker. And then my third favorite. No, excuse me. That is my third favorite. My second favorite, however, has got to be the Isis Megazord from Wild Force.
Yes.
Because at that time, I was a big fan because Death Scythe Gundam Ring was popular and stuff, and Death Scythe had that cool ass cloak that could come over him and make a fucking robe or whatever it was called. So can the Isis Megazord. But his cloak was just a bit better because his cloak can shoot freaking lasers out of the front of it and create another shield. Then you have the Deer Zord that was attached to it. I believe the Rhino and Armadillo Zord was also a part of it.
I noticed towards the end of Wild Force they used the Rhino and Armadillo combination a lot for legs.
Right.
Because that's probably like the strongest legs they have.
And I'm just gonna throw this out here. It's an honorable mention. It just barely missed the top 3 of my list. That is the Gokaiger Megazord.
Yeah.
Not Super Mega Forces, Gokaigers. Okay? Told you guys I'm a Super Sentai fan as well. And Gokaiger it makes me want to cry. It's so that damn good. Captain Marvelous, I'm going to become you one day.
All hail Marvelous Sama. Marvelous is that guy.
That dude.
We're going to talk about him later. I'm just going to tell y'all now. For those of y'all that don't know him, you need to look him up. Marvelous is the OG of all OGs. He is what makes Super Sentai and Power Rangers the badassness.
Yes.
Because he beats, and I'm talking about he beats all Kamen Riders by his damn self.
Yes.
And holds his own against the current Kamen Rider at the time, Decade, the most powerful Kamen Rider, basically, who could turn into all riders at the current time. He beats him, he fights him without henching up, without even going into his suit. I'm talking about they fought hand-to-hand combat.
It was
it's
awesome.
going in.
It was very awesome.
So,
I just want to say this, and then I'm gonna hand it over to Eric for his top 3. But I want to say, Captain Marvelous had a key stolen from him by a little kid. It was the samurai key. He said, "All right, kid, you want to be a hero? Fucking do it. Go ahead." And then when the little kid got his ass kicked, he goes, "Oh," he didn't go, "I'm sorry," you know. He told that kid to basically, in his own way, stop being a little bitch. You wanted this? This is what I have to go through. Now step aside. I'm going to handle this. And he handled it. All right, Eric. On to you.
Well, this is tough. Partially because of my lack of knowledge, and also because I'm turning into a big fan of Mystic Force.
All right.
And my Zord, I really have to. My just straight Zord. I really have to go to like kind of. It is a tough one because and it's a Mystic Force. It's one of the Mystic Force Zords. It's not the Lion or any of the super ones. It's like their Titan mode. I think it is.
Yeah, the Titan Megazord.
Yeah, and
which is their first Megazord. For everybody out there that doesn't know.
Well, let me just like them individually.
Oh, so you just like the Titan modes, and then they go into the Titan Megazord, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, the Titan modes, I mean, I think it's kind of a tie between the red one and the pink one.
Right.
Because red one's kind of iconic because that's he's Red Ranger.
And a dragon. No, he wasn't a dragon, was he? He was.
No, his was.
No,
the
he had a
Phoenix.
dragon.
Yeah, he had a dragon.
No, he was the chess piece that helped form the dragon mode before they became Titan mode. Which that was cool because you haven't seen that since Mighty Morphin a Megazord to have a second mode before it goes into its actual Megazord mode.
And this is probably one of my favorites. It's in the list of 3. It's probably 1 so far. And I cannot remember what it is actually called, but it's the wizard mode, like where they had the big sword, the big long wings, and the Gandalf like hat.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know what you're
Oh
talking
yeah,
I mean, granted, when I first saw it, I'm just like, you have those big wings?
right.
Because if you haven't seen it, the wings are wide, and just trying to have them move that around is ridiculous.
Okay. I'm gonna let you continue, but I have to give a shout out to my honorable mention. My honorable mention for the night is the Centauros Wolf Megazord.
Oh nice.
The
Hold
Centauros,
on.
the Centauros Wolf Megazord, because I had to come to your era because the Centauros Wolf Megazord.
Can
That
we
gave
call
me-
it? Can we call it a Megazord though?
Yes.
Because Torak is not a Zord though.
I mean,
He
he's not, but the Red
enlarges.
Ranger can do the same thing. It's the reason why.
But he does it with a Zord. He does the same thing with
Well,
the same creature, but it is still a Zord.
What? Okay.
Torag actually is, like, whenever he's big, he's still Torag. He's not in a different body. He's not in a different body like the Rangers are. He's still fully like that.
Well,
so
no, technically,
would that be considered a Zord?
No, they actually become the Titan Zords. They don't go into the cockpit until
Well,
they
I know that,
form the
but like
Megazord.
they're still the Zords though. They become the Zords.
Right.
But Torag just makes himself bigger.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but then he
becomes bigger.
What Melvin's trying to say is he becomes the Zord
Yeah.
when he locks down that shield and the thing, and
Yeah.
the arms lock into the shield,
Yeah.
and then his head
It's just
Tra-
there.
transforms into a
Yeah,
Zord head.
Yeah, it transforms to a Zord head, and like even though you don't see it, he's in the cockpit.
Ah.
Yeah, so like he's there.
They
It's
show
just-
it more off in the
Yeah.
Sentai.
I
Yeah.
don't think I've ever actually seen that.
Yeah,
Like, in
it's
the
more so.
Sentai.
You'll see it more so in the Sentai, but like
It's
once-
called Magi Ranger.
yeah, it's called Magic Ranger. Like you will love him. I promise you. You'll love him.
Well, I really do like Mystic Force, so if I jump to a Sentai, I think the Sentai counterparts what I'm going to jump to first.
Go to Kiss Drama. Oh no, go to Kiss Anime and then
you
click
can go,
on
yeah,
that.
Kiss.
know.
Either Kiss. You can go to Kiss. Well, you can go to Kiss Cartoon for anything. American.
Yeah, they have like He-Man
Yeah.
and stuff, which
Yeah,
is
of
by
course.
music is by Saban. I didn't know that until a couple of days ago.
Yeah, but as far as for the others, you can go over to Kiss Drama, or Kiss
Well-
Asian as it's called.
Well,
Yeah.
that aside, so the Centauros Wolf Megazord
Yeah,
is your honorable mention.
Centauros Wolf Megazord is my honorable mention because I'm not gonna lie to you, Centauros Wolf Megazord is what really got me into practicing more so with sword style fighting, with with everything because okay, I was always that one that Mystic Force got me into thinking like even before I really even started LARPing because I started LARPing like recently. But like even before I got into LARPing and all that, it's what made me feel like okay, there's got to be a way around the shield for a person who, me being me, I'm already a tank. I'm kind of big, bulky. I don't want to use a shield. I don't want to be that normal tank. I don't want to be that natural tank. I want to be able to fight with weapons. And I was one of the few people to start doing dual wield. And I wanted to figure out what way is there to get around that weapon. And every time I saw the Centauros Megazord, that weapon that it has, the weapon that, I love that weapon. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
All right, because we're running a little long
Yeah.
here. What is your other two, and then what is your favorite Zord?
Well, I already said my Zord. It was a tie.
The tie between the pink and
The red Titan.
Okay,
Zords.
okay.
And I'm staying in Mystic for another one. The Dagron's Megazord.
Okay.
Nice.
The train one. Even though it is still one.
The solar it's the solar train Megazord.
The Solar Max Megazord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because that was that was Titanium Rangers,
Yes, Solar Max is Titanium Rangers thing.
and I think it's just Solar Train Megazord.
Well,
Oh no, Celestial Train
Yeah, something like
Megazord.
that. And I like it for a few reasons. One is it's literally just it's Daggeron and Gingy in there,
Right.
And Ginger just like shoveling coal in there like an old style train.
Right.
And the other reason is his finishing move is sucking up an enemy, and then just basically putting it into the like coal furnace or whatever it is. So he's basically just sucking up an enemy and using it as fuel,
Right.
which is hilarious. But and for third one, I'm going to Jungle Fury. It's the first one though. The Jungle Pride is the first one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it looks like it is more suited for Kung Fu. It doesn't seem like it's armored down or anything. It is just more straight fist fighting. I just don't like one thing. Their finishing move is literally them just spinning around running at the guy. I mean, that's it. The chest just spins around while they run at the guy.
Yeah, that was kind of ridiculous.
I just thought that's like, that is ridiculous. I mean, especially for it being martial arts based. When you're telling me just doing that spin.
Yeah, that whole both Sentai and that Power Ranger season was both heavily martial arts themed season.
And I like that. I mean, I really do like that. Though I have a quick critique of the ones that are out there. Mm-hmm. Once they got their second weapon, it seemed like they just stopped using their main ones.
Oh, they do.
It just seems like I watched like halfway through, they got back to using their old ones after they got their second main weapons, like the fan, the shark sabers, which are pretty cool and like are interesting martial art weapons. But I kind of wanted to go back to the bow, the tonfas, and the chucks.
Right. All right. So, you said you had another topic because I think that's going to do it for everybody's favorite Zord and Megazord.
Now, as I said, this is going to be something that's going to throw Talos' hate at me, and this is sort of stemming from the fact that we recently have done D&D stuff on here. Mm-hmm. And Talos, you should know where I'm going with this.
Okay.
And I want to provide some backstory to a character that is going to pop up later.
Oh,
you
Lord.
know who it is. You hate who it is. I love who this is. Malarkey.
Oh, God.
The first D&D Black Ranger we had, and Talos hates her. Not only me for playing her, but her, period. And you want to explain why you hate her?
I'm now about to summon all of your magma squirrels and turn them into ice. I'm going to freeze everything.
Okay, guys, if you could have seen his look, if this look is not as bad as the look I was getting when we were debating between Sentai and Saban. There's more rage towards Malarkey.
So of course it fell on my pant leg.
Here's the thing, for those of y'all that don't know about this D&D game. This D&D game, when I first started this, when I got into it, I didn't know this character. I really didn't know this character. I was trying not to know this character. After I got to meet this character, character made me realize, yes, that's the reason why I made characters that nuke things. She gets in the way. She's annoying. I'm talking about overbearingly annoying. How is it that you lose an arm? You have that much power, but you lose an arm.
You roll a 1.
1 still don't matter.
Now they don't. This was an old rule.
And not only that, but you have all this bad juju, aka bad karma, and you bring it to the team. How is it that you still get the opportunity?
Don't say the ending yet. That's a prod that wants to bring
my
up.
thing is, how is it that you get to be a god? How is it you get swept away? And a Zord takes pity on you and says, "No, my child, you've done enough. It's time for you to sleep now."
David Tyler, you ruined it.
How?
Now,
in the words of my brother Devin, I call bullshit.
Now, to explain Malarkey, and this will probably share a lot of hatred, but Malarkey started out before Talos even joined this D&D campaign. And the age range for this is between Well, when we were making the characters, the age range was between, 12 to, 19 or something? I can't remember the range
She was 12.
She was 12. She was
she was
supposed to
12.
be, yeah, I did that as a sort of call towards the Turbo, who was, the youngest one. And Magma's had each Ranger have stats associated with their class. Black was a Barbarian. And I set a personality a little bit close to that, a bit of a hothead and so on. And not much that's really interesting happened to her up until one game. The first roll is a 1, whereas she cut her left arm off.
Yep. And just for a little backstory, the reason why, and it's not just a black, when there's a Green Ranger color on the team, it's black and green. The reason why I made them barbarians is usually on the Power Rangers, not so much on the Sentai, because Sentai black or green is usually the second in command. Mm-hmm. But in Power Rangers, black and green is a lot of the time hotheads.
And of course, what's the most hot-headed class in D&D? A barbarian. But that's the first thing that really bad happened to her. Aside from, becoming a ranger, which is something that, at 12 years old, I really don't think you're prepared for.
I'm going to call lightning down on that character, I swear to God.
Right. Alright, so, guys, I think it's about time we wrap this podcast up.
Definitely.
We got a lot of heat going on. A lot of heat that you guys can actually
Hold
come.
on. I
Okay.
do want to... There was a bit of a funny little joke going on. Now, I do want to finish wrapping up this character.
Go ahead.
Malarkey, we went with a bit of an anime thing here. Now, when she morphed, she had big balloon tits. Because, when you morph, it makes you taller and all that. And me, I wanted to have a little sense of dignity, and she didn't keep them when she was, unmorphed. And as a joke, she referred to them as what was it, airbags?
Airbags, fun bags, balloons, watermelons, cantaloupes.
So yeah, this is a character that probably would annoy anyone.
Where's my lightning spell?
I think that's a level 7 spell.
Where's my lightning spell?
But we have that, and as things went on, she just got progressively more unstable. When we got to the point where you got the alternate Zords around, well, what was his name? Ivan Ooze?
Yeah,
Around Ivan Ooze, she got bumped up to 15 or something like that.
Right.
So that's even more because we're now on top of everything, the hormones, and all of a sudden becoming a new age.
Right.
And building up after the fight with Ivan Ooze and Serpentina or something like that.
Yeah, Serpentina. That's the dragon that Lord Zed had, Serpentina.
Yeah, after this, she is basically full rage state. I mean, she is pissed at everything.
Serpentera,
Serpentera,
not Tina. It's a male dragon.
I'm going to take blame for this one because I'm more fresh, but still. We went to find the Wild Force spirits. Guess what Malarkey goes and does? She straight up rages at it. And Matt McClarick says I roleplayed this well, and was one reason she got the reward she did. She and me trying to roleplay as best I could, and the most... I'm nearly failing to keep back the rage and anger, explains her whole ordeal. Losing an arm, going up in age, having all this stuff happen to her and changing, and the tiger spirit, takes pity on her,
right,
and sends her to a paradise. And that's like the last final thing that Talos hates, is that through all of this, she got basically live out a paradise, away from all the trouble of being a ranger.
And just before we get all the hate comments, he meant the Red Lion Zord.
Yes.
Yeah, my bad. There's the reason I'm called the resident noob.
Alrighty, guys. So that's the Malarkey story.
And she will be coming back eventually.
Yeah, she's going to be coming back eventually. Alrighty, guys. As always, we need you guys to go check out Epicon. If you want to either see it live on the It's Morphin Time podcast's live view, live whatever it's called. See it there, or buy your tickets and experience the heat. You might get third-degree burns off of the stage. It's going to get that hot. Because I have to be the one that's going to be defending Saban, heavily defending Saban. And I'm going up against the Takuza. I'm going up against the Asian army. Let's put it that way. I'm sorry that sounds a little wrong, but I'm going up against an army basically, with a noob on my side.
Well, I can't take a side because.
Are you taking my side here? I'm not going
You
to.
have to take a side.
I'm not going to war by myself.
You have to know. You have no other choice.
If I have to do
I am
Clockwork
the only
Orange,
one. I am the only one that can legit say he's in the middle because he has experience on both sides. You, yes, sir, you are going to be stuck on one side.
Well, is it my fault for being born in the wrong year for missing this?
oh yes.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
But the lovely thing about internet.
So like I say, brush up on your skills.
Yeah, the lovely thing about internet that I'm starting to lose
no.
control about.
Alright, so before this podcast gets any longer, guys, go to Epicon, check out this heated debate that's going to go down. Part number 2 is coming up on Epicon, November 5th and November 6th. Please get your tickets. It will be, the actual podcast will be on November 6th. It is not going to be super long. I'm going to go ahead and give everybody a fair warning. It is not going to be like our regular podcast that's at least an hour to 2 hours long. It is going to be a short 30-minute podcast, and we might follow up at Zion if everybody's down with that.
I have no problem.
The reason being it's going to be 30 minutes long, folks, is because, okay, that's just for that day. Part 2 of that will go down at Zion. Don't worry, we're gonna give y'all a heads up because guess what? I don't want my resident, my resident Saban hero here to feel like he's gonna have to fight alone. No, I want to make it fair to him. That's why I'm giving him 2 chances to go pound for pound with some of the heavyweights over here.
Yes.
So,
And the only person who has his back is the little.
Is that noob?
Is a level 1 in the dinky rusty iron set with a little knife like, don't hurt me, please.
Alright, so besides that, also speaking of Zion, please go to Zion. It is the paradise for gamers, geeks, and nerds alike. They have everything that you need. Melvin, name them off.
Yes. Let me let y'all know something. They have Mecha. By Mecha, they have Gunpla. You can go and get a lot, and I do mean a lot, of Gundam model kits. They have them in. They also have Yu-Gi-Oh! They have Magic the Gathering. We're trying to get more card games in, so if you have any other card game that you would like to be placed here at the shop, hey, come through. They will place the order for you. Not only that, they have what is known as game time, where you can sit here. They have systems, or you bring your own, and you can sit and play this system. You can sit and play it for how much ever time they have up there. I know it ranges from an hour to about, I think about maybe 5-6 hours.
That'd be good. That'd be good for some tournaments, like fighting game tournaments.
Like definitely, they have this stuff at the shop. They have more than, like I said, they have a lot, way more than what I just named off. So like legit, come down, come see for yourself. Also besides that, like you said before, please y'all go to Epicon's homepage on Facebook. Please go look it up. Please go get your tickets. Go down to Zion, get your tickets. It's there. Come to Epicon. It's going to be at the Hassan Temple. You're not going to want to miss nothing. It's going to be epic. If you can't get there 2 days, at least get there Sunday, because we're going to be live. We're going to be wired. It's going to be lit. So come on, folks. Go get your tickets.
And I'm going to be unveiling my cousin's drawing, and
it is good. It is awesome.
It is awesome right now.
Oh yeah.
All right, so this has been the Magma Cleric,
Eric the Red,
and your friendly neighborhood admin Talos Gundam.
and we are out of here because it's back to action.